One day we will get this down. Hello, it's Ashley, this pretty little life. Yes. I really need to figure things out here today, just to kind of get into this, because otherwise we are going to just go off the rails even more. Today I decided to do a smoky eye tutorial because that is what I have questions about the most in real life. And then that's the most, that's the question I've gotten a lot, even over the course of the last week. So all I have on right now is just a little bit of, or I have not a little bit, but I have foundation, throw a little bit of bronzer on so I don't look dead. Oh, get a piece of hair out of my eye. And we will go from there. So basically with a smoky eye, you can do it in a couple of different ways. So you can do a smoky eye with either like browns, so colors like this. This is the little mini nude from Natasha Denona. They're good. They work. Are they the best? Are they as good as her formula in the big one? No, I don't think so, at least. Is the formula better than the one in the minis? No. The not minis, but the medium. Oh man, one day. Dang it, I'm driving, so I'll just be listening. Well, you can watch when you are done driving, Miss Charlotte. Welcome. And I will be happy to answer any questions. If you comment down below, if there's anything that I missed, if there's anything that you didn't either catch or wanted a little bit of better information for it, then we'll definitely do that. But so what I did today, or for today rather, was gather up. I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. That's one of the things that comes with being both a makeup artist and a makeup enthusiast. So you tend to gravitate towards, especially because most people don't want like the crazy NFL looks that I did. Those are more just like fun things that I like to do. And then, of course, if they're requested. But so, of course, for your nude palettes or your like smoky eyes, you can use, there's Tati Beauty. Again, this one is my personal one, so it's a mess. ColourPop has a palette. Let me show you the inside of these. That would probably be helpful. Again, one day. So you can do a couple of different smoky eyes with this one. I'm trying to keep my face behind the palette so that the camera doesn't hate me. But you can use you can even do like a light nude with the two over here that are called Aura and Soothe. And then you can deepen the crease with any of this darker ritual color or what is this one? Memory. And I actually dropped it and broke it. I'm very upset about that. But like I said, I have a couple backups. So the next one that I have here is the Bare Necessities. Again, very good for a nude or a smoky eye. You have everything from up here at the top. You have your lighter colors, you have like your mid ranges, and then you have your dark colors for your outer corner. So that will help as well. You have on the available at like Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens. You have this one from Milani. It is the Soft and Sultry. I wish that brands would stop doing the shiny packaging because it just looks awful. But this one is actually, this is the one that I used on my wedding day, actually. So this gives you, again, your light colors. It also gives you your mid-ranges for your crease, and then it also gives you your deeper colors to darken up. This one's more of a cool palette than a warm, but there are others. I have this one from KKW Beauty. It also has enough to really do like more of a rosy toned smoky eye. And then this is probably my favorite for a matte smoky eye at the moment. So you have all of your couple of lighter colors here, your mid ranges, and then you have a deeper like gray color here, and then you have a black here that's really good for liner. And then the Natasha Denona one that I was talking about. Hey, Yams, my first notification today, elbow cough. So we got Yams, we got Shells, and Charlotte's listening. So the Natasha Denona, her glam palette is amazing for a smoky eye. So today I think I'm going to, this one I think this is like $65. So out of all of the ones that I have in front of me, this is probably the most as far as cost. Mid-range is going to be closer to like, this one's I think 40 something, about 20, and then like in the $10 to $15 don't do it palette. Yes. But you're soft and sultry. So what I'm going to do, just because some people like a cooler toned eye. Oh, and I completely forgot about this one. This is $3. Perfect for a smoky eye look. And this is from e.l.f. It is, this one in particular is the Truffles quad that they just brought these out. The formula that they use in these little, like the 4-pan eyeshadows, the bite size, they have blushes as well that I really like. My favorite one that of course is MIA, because why wouldn't it be? I'm the only one that ever comes in here. It's not like my husband's up here putting makeup on. Oh, here it is. This one is the White Peach blush and highlight. I love these blushes specifically, but these eyeshadows are amazing. Now, the only issue with these 4-pan palettes is they are all basically the same. So they come with like a really dark color. And then they also have like a shimmer, and then they have these like more mid-tones. The problem is that if you're real fair or if you're just starting out, they're very pigmented. So you can get, like, it can get away from you real quick. So keep that in mind. But what I'm going to do, oh, here's another one. Nude Mood from ColourPop. It's one of their 9-pan palettes. And then they have Blush Crush. It's about the same. Literally, I grabbed every single palette that I had. This one is Blowing Smoke, which I got it when it first released. So it was called Smoke Show, but they changed it to Blowing Smoke. This does an amazing job with like a really cool tone. So we're just going to kind of like jump in, see. I'm not really sure if anybody has any suggestions that's currently in the chat. You can go ahead and let me know about any, like, in particular palette that you would, prefer that I use. What I can always do is follow or come back to this and kind of do an updated one later on at another time. But which one? The e.l.f. one? Do a black and silver halo. I could, and I will, and I have. I'll have to post a picture of that. Today, I'm going to try and do something that is more, I want a little bit See, all their colors are like super pigmented. Like that was just like barely a tap into that white peach blush, and it really went hard. We are doing smoky eyes today. I'm going to take my hair down because it's looking a little bit of a hot mess, but we will see what we can kind of toss together. So what am I missing? I'm missing something here. I already primed my eyes. I always do an eye primer. Today I used the MAC Paint Pot in, thanks. Today I used the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the color Soft Ochre. It's just more, it takes out a lot of the discoloration. I have very, very dark circles under my eyes. Concealer can't even help them. Like today, you can still, like they really just come right through. But it's a thing right now. I'm working on it. But what I would say that I'm going to do is kind of just do one that's like more of a softer, and I'm going to try and do it to where when I'm doing the initial smoky eye that it's very understated. You could wear it day to day. And honestly, hello, I found you via Charlotte. Hi, Dina. Well, we love Charlotte here. Charlotte is one of our favorites. Oh my God, I love that avatar. I have a spot on my right outer eye that never blends well no matter what I do. Honestly, I think that everybody kind of has one of those random like spots. So there are a couple of things that you can do. And I'll show you. Sometimes it's sometimes it's the product, sometimes it's the brush, sometimes it is, quite frankly, sometimes it's just your eye. And it could just be like the shape could look like it's not blending, but the makeup's actually blending. So there are a couple of different things. At the end of the day, though, if you look at something and you like the way that it looks or you're happy with it, then that's all that matters. I could care less if somebody does or doesn't like my makeup. Oh, yay, you're part of the robot squad. Yeah, I could care less for the most part if anybody else cares. Like, I don't put my makeup on for everybody else. I put it on for me. So with a smoky eye, what I normally like to do is start out light. And that's mostly because it's harder to go lighter after you've gone dark, first of all, bottom line. And that is why you should either set your under eyes very well with like a powder, or you can actually wait to do the rest of your face. So then if you have any kind of fallout, which for the most part, you don't need it, but if you have any kind of fallout, then all you have to do is take like a little bit of micellar water, and like I always have these little circles here that are like little cotton rounds, or the bigger ones. And you can use just a little bit of micellar water or even like primer and stick it, and then just it'll wipe it right away. Don't use your concealer to cover up fallout for many reasons. But so we're going to go into this one for the like warmer smoky eye. So I'm going to go into this light color first. It's called Zazz. And this one is kind of easier to do that way. No shade, just don't do it. And we are going to do the warmer of the two eyes on. Now I have all these palettes in front of me and nowhere to move. So we are going to go in again with the lighter color. And when I do that, I just start here on the inside corner. So, and I let that be kind of like packed on rather than like it'll look awful like it'll look a lot lighter than the rest of your eye. But then as time goes on and out, as you add more colors, it will end up like, it'll end up looking normal. But again, the lighter you start, if you start where you want the light, then it'll be easier. And then I always take just that light color and just brush it onto my brow bone, because it gives your transition color something to kind of blend into. But then, so we have the inner corner is lighter, your brow bone is lighter. I don't have any brows on, just realized that. We'll do them later. The next color, you can kind of go either way with this one. So you can either go into this color over here, or you can go into this color here. For this eye, because it's going to be more of a warm color, we're going to go into the this warmer color here. And all I do with the same, when I say that I swear by these brushes, these Scott Barnes 62 brushes, I'm not even slightly joking. I can do an entire eye look with just this brush if I want to. So I'm going to take that same brush, and actually I'll take a different one. I'll take a different one altogether. Learning something new, stuck in the 80s and 90s. So I love stuff like this. I love smoky eyes, and they can be wearable for like day to day. So I have here's a tapered blending. So I have an E40 by Sigma. It has a more fluffy top rather than it having more of the tapered end. So we're going to go into that color. I just dip into it a couple of times, and then to make sure you do not get fallout, you can tap it off. It's not that difficult to do. So you just tap it off, and you're going to place this color. I always start on this edge of my eye, because this is where the color, this is where your darkness is going to want to be. You're always going to want the darker out here. And then if you take it there, then you can blend towards your, like blend into the crease, and then towards that first color. So again, you're keeping the majority of your color over here. And if you tap off your brush and you don't go in with a pound of, I need to learn this stuff. You're beautiful without it, but you can most definitely watch my videos so that you can learn how to do it. But you can just start there and you can build it up. So right now, not a whole lot. I just stuck that brush, basically, it's like right in your crease. And then I'm going to go in just with another tap. Again, barely any product is on there. And to make sure that I don't overdo it, again, you just tap it off. Wasn't supposed to be a monkey, was supposed to be a heart. You know. So then again, and I'm just still putting that on that outer edge. And we are just, again, taking it, blending it towards towards the white that we put down, or the light color that we put down. Hey, Gidget, good morning, good afternoon. I never know if it's morning or afternoon where anybody is. Right now it's 1:36 here because we got started later. But again, you just start out on your edge, or on this outer, in this outer V, and then you can just blend it towards the middle. And I'm trying to do this in a way that you guys can see better what I'm actually doing, and then I can still see what I'm doing. So you can just take that, and if you feel like it's not like these shadows now, initially, I don't know if they were just packed too tight, but these shadows at first, I didn't like this palette all that much. But now I love it. So I just dipped in one more time just to finish that up. So you have this color that everything is going to transition into. So again, and then you just make sure that you blend it. And with a smoky eye, depending on your eye shape, which we're going to do a whole video on eye shape and things that go along with that. But it's just enough to give you that. Now, as your colors get darker, normally for the average person, your brushes are going to get smaller. So what I mean by that is this is the brush that we used initially. This is my crease brush, and I will just like kind of go in, no extra product at all. And I still haven't figured out how to make the camera stop going on and off. I have tried everything. I am hoping, because I had to do something new today that I haven't had to do today with my camera, hence why I was 15 minutes late. But I don't add any new. I think my mail is here. Hey, Lulu. So anyways, I didn't add any extra product on this, but you can take the color before. So the white color that we used here on this area and to kind of hit that upper brow part, you can use that same thing and just kind of use it to blend everything together. That is the best tip that mine. It's crazy today. Look. You guys are blind. It's just, there's a lot. It's about 3 different colors right now because I haven't been to get it done, and I got a product sent to me to test out, and it was not good. It was not good. So I'm like just trying to ignore that part, but thank you. I'll take it. So again, best thing to do, bounce. So we had this for the first color. Next deepest shade, we used this one that is still kind of smaller, has just a different tip. I used this one with the pointy tip because I got in that inner area. And then the next darkest shade that we're going to go in with, a smaller brush. So first, second, third, because again, darker, you don't want the dark to go out crazy. So for the next, because we're going to go more warm, to warm this up a little bit, we're going to go into this brown here. So it's a warmer brown, and I'm just, again, tapping, barely anything. Tap off multiple times if you want to, if you feel comfortable, because then when you put it down, it's not going to go everywhere. So what I'm going to do is take this brush, take the tip of it where I have the color. And for this one, I'm going to start lower to the lash line and just place that kind of on that outer V area, and go into the crease. And then use that after, again, you always start on the edge and work your way to the middle, because if you start here, wherever you put your brush first is where the most impact of color is going to be. So if you start all the way over here, you're going to have like crazy amounts of pigment right here, and you're going to have to blend, and then this is going to have to be deeper. It ends up being a thing. I promise you, you can go from like this to raccoon real quick. So again, I just tapped in a little bit, tap it off, and again, just start right there towards the lash line, and you want to blend that around, and you're just going to work yourself into the outer V. So again, just kind of making a V, and your brush, depending on the shape, can really do all the work for you. And the farther back on your brush that you hold, the less pressure. So if you're holding it all the way up here, then you're going to be like, you know, it's literally just painting. So the farther back you then you can just kind of blend that in. And in order to really blend that around, then again, you go no extra product. You just grab your last brush that you used and just go back one step, one brush, and you can use that one with the product that's still on there and really blend that around. And I will even sometimes, depending on, like right now, you know what I can do? Okay, wrong way. I can pull that in. Ooh, it's real close, but it's okay. I will just keep my face down so you don't like look straight at my nose. But if you go in, so if you look here, hey, Evie, oh no. Well, I'm not, I mean, I figure if like the larger channels I don't get notifications on whenever I have the bell ring, my little channel is definitely not gonna take priority for notifications. But that is a good reminder to, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell, because apparently every once in a while it will help. So again, just go back into that and do that. Now, because in the center of my eye, I feel like it just basically goes a lot more dark to light here in particular, I'm going to go ahead and just barely tap into that first color, or into that second color, the lighter, this color down here. We're going to tap into that real quick and just use that. But this time I'm going to go kind of like right about here. So not quite on the outer V area, but just a little bit in. And I'm just going to use that to kind of blend the really dark into that lighter color. So then that gives us a really nice gradient. And then you can just take it and whatever's left, just keep on keeping on and blend it. And then finally go back in with your initial brush that you used, no extra product again. And you can just use that to kind of blend out all your edges. And you can even kind of go over where your very light color, oh, and we're back. I thought that doing the new thing would have helped, but it didn't. So now we've used 3 colors, 3 brushes, and this is where our eye stands right now. You can legitimately, at this point, leave it there. You can leave it there and go in with the flat definer brush that I talk about all the time. You can take this brush and go in with either that darkest color. We are going to troubleshoot this later. I just don't know how to do it when I'm not on live. That's, to be completely honest with you, that's why I haven't been able to really figure it out. So we'll have to figure it out. Maybe there's a way to do it like unlisted or something. I don't know. But so at this point, if you want to be done, if this is enough, if you don't wear a whole lot of makeup and this is kind of like your first like little jump into that pond, I'm going to back us up a little bit now. If this is your first kind of jump into it, leave it here. And then for a liner, you can literally just go into the darkest color that we use, that dark brown that was kind of warmer. And all I do is just go on each side. I'll just tap and then go in. And then you take that and again, start at the outer area and work your way in. So I'm just going to take and go right here. And whenever you do that, do you see how I'm trying to wait? Okay, we're going to come back in for this. So, oh, it's much darker though by doing it that way. I don't like that. We're a little bit light in. So you just go on that outer area and you're just tapping the darkest brown and you're just concentrating it on the outer edge. So now you have that. You basically have a liner done at that point. You really don't need to go in with a liner. And then as all the color is used up, then that's when I'll just kind of keep blending towards, let me grab a little more mirror. That's whenever I'll just keep kind of blending in to my inner corner. And again, all that does is just give you the enough definition to where it looks, you know, it brings the eye up, it brings it out, it plays into that darkness. You can do a little, I mean, the tiniest tip top and do that, and take the tip of like a pointer brush and even take that and blend it up, and that will help soften that line a little bit more too. And then again, you guys by now probably know what I'm going to pull out, but I will just go in with, from here, again, the What the Fake by Essence that I love. And add that. And just to kind of bring, because I like to have a little bit on my lower lash line, I will take the medium color. So I'm going to take this color here on this same flat definer brush, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the top, only with the medium color. And again, you just start out here and do that on your lower lash line. And that will help kind of connect your top, the top lashes to the bottom. That mascara is a dream. I found it, I want to say it was like they released it last December or January, because I know that I had tried it out, I want to say the whole month of, I believe I tried it out the whole month of, on myself for the whole entire month of January, and then took it with me on my very last job that I did before everything had happened. So it's phenomenal. And I like it for both top and bottom, but you can always use, like, some people get really watery eyes, so you can use like a waterproof on the lower. But that is a warm, everyday, however much, like, you know, even just going to work, go into an office, if you have to go to an office, that is a perfect everyday thing. And again, it's all a matter of what you want. So if you are more like I am and like things that are more like a darker, deeper, smokier eye, or if you're going to take this eye in the daytime and move it into like nighttime, if you know, once we can ever really go out, you can even grab that same palette that you had and just literally go back over it, only making sure to pay more attention to like kind of just deepening up a little bit. But again, always because it's easiest, you can start. And if you wanted that brighter right there, especially because this is more matte, you can go back in with that white or light color, beige color, skin tone color, whatever it is. So that is your warmer, smokier, smoky eye. So now we're going to change palettes. And you know what? We can do everything with this same one. And then if you wanted to kind of follow this on your own, all you'd have to do is pick this up. Again, this is the Warrior 2 by Juvia's Place. All matte. Has everything that you really could need. And this is a Black-owned brand, and their products, like their shimmer colors, their metallics are like, they're so buttery. They go on amazing. And that's the other thing. So I didn't put any kind of highlighter on today because I wanted to do something in particular for somebody who had requested it. So when you try not to like drop things all over the place, you can even take your highlighter that you would use if you use any. Depending on your skin tone, you can grab kind of different shades. I'm trying to make sure the ones that I'm grabbing are both easy to find and are like of all price ranges. So we're just going to kind of grab a couple of different ones here that I have. And again, I'm trying to find ones that aren't like discontinued too. So this is from Wet n Wild. This is their Mega Glow highlighting powder. These for, I think they're like $3, I want to say. When you have them, they are super shiny, and you can even top this look off by the same highlighter you're going to use on your face. You can tap it kind of like on the lid right there and just move towards your inner corner. And that can even be like a finishing touch to just, I mean, you can most definitely, if you have one of the other palettes, so say you have the Soft and Sultry color, or the Soft and Sultry palette by Milani. This one is a really pretty shimmer for that same purpose, that you can kind of get over it. But for the most part, I will use different things for different reasons. Wipe that off onto there. So depending on your skin tone, your undertone, you can have different highlighters that look better. So you have like more of a pinky one. You have your deeper colors. In some cases, this will work. Just remember that depending on, like, if you have more of an olivey undertone or a deeper undertone, that things can really put a cast, like a gray cast. So I stick with champagne colors for the most part, but we're going to go back into this like champagne-y color I'll even show you what that does. And I just take it on the high point. So if you're looking straight at, or if light's coming and hitting you, it's going to hit you what, right here. It might hit you right there. It might hit you right on that, on your brow bone area. So I'll just take that same color that I just tapped onto my lid and do that. I might put it there and just kind of like bring it right in here. Do not bring it up here. Keep it here. You can, I've seen people almost like take it towards the center of the face. I highly suggest just kind of keeping it up here, letting it go. You can kind of blend your whole face in with like a finishing powder later and let it go, but just kind of like stick to here for the most part. But everybody's face is going to be different. So we might have to do like a whole thing, but I only have one face. So we might have to do that one with like kind of like show and tell. That brush, this brush, I forget what brand. Oh, it has it on here. SL Miss Glam. It is an L36. This brush, I got it in an Ipsy bag years. I want to say probably 2 years ago, maybe. But it has such a good shape for a highlighter, because you don't want something too small. You don't want anything like, if I use, I know a lot of people automatically gravitate towards like a fan brush. Very rarely do I use those. This, for the most part, it's in my I have to clean you cup over there. But this is the one that I normally use for highlight. But this one, I mean, they're about the same size. One's just a little bit more tapered at the top. But like these both go really, they just kind of like really hit right where you need the color to be or want the color to be. And then work from there. My dogs, those little dogs. I don't want to scream, but they're all the way downstairs. Hold on. Yeah, she's not going to stop. Yeah, fan brushes can really make, let me go ahead. Oh, I dropped my phone. Oh, sorry, move. I have the other two big girls. Let me grab, if I'm going to use, move. I don't even use this that often, so it's all the way across the room and it's stained now. But if I'm going to use a fan brush, I use like a big fan brush because it's going to diffuse the color and the highlight way better than like the tiny one. Like I don't even have one. That's how much I don't like them. I do not think that I actually still have one in all of my 8 million brushes that I own. That's how much I don't like the thin fan brushes. So this one's a Morphe brush. I've had it for a couple of years, but it is a large marge. It is, I mean, but again, it does really good for like a really big diffusal. This one, I used it with like a bronzer mix. It does look like a cockatoo head. Like, oh, I'm put it on your head. I use this with a bronzer and a highlighter to do like your what is this called? Your décolletage, whatever. I don't know what it's called. But you can use it for there, the shoulders, right down the front of your legs. Like that's what I use a fan brush for, because it kind of keeps it on your body. It keeps it where it needs to be. But for your face, I prefer having like just a smaller brush. Oh my gosh, she's just going to keep barking. The little one barks at everybody as if the fact that she is complaining is a thing. I have no way of doing that other than like literally going down there, picking her up and bringing her. Yeah, it's a beefy fan brush. And I got it literally because back when fan brushes were being pushed, they were being pushed real big. Let me get a drink. Fan brushes were being like put, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people had their Morphe. Now I'm hot. A lot of people had their like Morphe codes and things, and they were pushing brushes at one point, but it I felt like everybody kept saying like use a fan brush. No, I don't like that. Not a fan. We're just gonna put this. Whew, okay, much better. Oh my gosh, I can breathe again. Okay. Next eye, so that everybody's not here. And what I'm gonna do is write down, well, I'm gonna make a note here so that I can like timestamp this, and I'll put cool tone is at like 46, 47 minutes. So then I can even like time stamp it so that people that want like a cooler toned smoky eye, they can do that. But and again, if you have any questions about anything that's been done so far, you can leave them in the comments and we will go from there. Now I have 8,000 different highlighters here on my desk. This one, we're going to go with a cooler tone because we're doing a cooler tone eye over here. And we're going to put this. And this one is, what are you? Oh, I ate a Reese's cup, you guys. They're my weakness, but I'm allergic to peanuts. Tell me that's not messed up. Of all things I could have an allergy to, but that's what it does. It gives me like a random blemish. Okay. And that is Ofra in, oh, this was Talia Mar, the Covent Garden. It's just a really pretty like pinky color, which I probably have in others. But again, cooler toned. These are really like Ofra highlights are banging. Okay. That. Trying to get all this stuff out of here. Now we're going to go in and do our cool tone smoky eye. And what I'm going to do is kind of move everything to where it's all on this side so that whenever I'm doing mine, it's right here for you. Does anybody that is currently here, do you have any questions while I'm kind of moving stuff to the other side? Does anybody have any kind of questions about anything that was done before? And I'll make sure that I put down links and brush numbers for these, especially for these 4 brushes. Like lighter. For these 4 brushes in particular, I will put their numbers and links down below because honestly, these brushes, if you had even if you had these 3 brushes, you would be more than able to do basically any kind of eye look you needed to or wanted to. It's sometimes less is more. And sometimes more is more. Okay. So we are going to move Tinier over here to this side. And we are going to go in again, starting out the same way we started out before. And let me just make sure we don't have any leftover product left. Even though we're going to use a lot of the same colors, but we're going to switch out the last one with a darker, like the grayer color. So again, start out with your tapered brush, go into, this is the only color you really don't have to tap off because it is your light color that you're using, but we're going to go into this one, the white here. And again, we are going to, I'm trying to like, okay, I just need to back up a little bit. Okay. So I'm trying to make sure I'm still in camera. And again, we're going to just tap that, making the color primarily be right there on your like inner, I would say inner third to inner 2/3, because again, it'll just be blended with another. And then take a little and toss it on the brow bone again. And okay, I'm doing it with Tati's. I have Tati's, but I was sitting there and I thought about it. You can literally do everything with Tati's. However, if somebody doesn't want to order like from that same website or from like an outside website and they want to be able to like go to Ulta, say they have like an Ulta card or say they have points, because this palette, I want to say she cheap. She is like currently at Ulta. Let me look here. Eyeshadows palettes. I just realized that because it's my birthday month, I get like extra Ulta points, and now I'm feeling some sort of way. I need to go and buy some things. I don't need to. Yeah, this is $20. I can share this tab. We are gonna go with that. So this is that palette that we had there. And again, you have this. Look how pretty. It is by far. I mean, that's using that middle row, basically, for that one. That's using these colors right here across the middle, because this can be its own smoky eye right here in the middle that I'm showing you right now. That you can use this as your center corner. You can use this one as your like transition-y color. And then this is what you could use for both the deeper outer V colors and the for your deeper outer V area and the liner. You can use that center row. And again, it's $20. Cannot suggest this palette enough. And like I said, at first I didn't like it, but quite frankly, I'm wondering if I just was struggling in general. Let me just put some more right in that center. I feel like I am. And for the Tati, since you're doing it with the Tati palette, I'll kind of have it open so that I can kind of tell you. So it would be your matte aura color for sure. And you can do, and again, just kind of brush it from here and then just drag it into that, like your inner crease right here and up onto the brow bone. Okay. The next step that you're going to do, it's going to be the Matte Soothe for you, Evie. For us, though, we're going to go into this Canna color, which is a medium color, mid-tone range, but it's definitely cooler than that one. And since this eye is more of the cooler smoky eye, we are going to go in with cooler tones. So again, get some on your tip of your brush, tap it off, and then again, we're going to start out here on the outer corner, putting it there first on the lid and up into the V, or up into your crease. And then that gives you that same effect as that first one did. And you can build that up just a little bit more. And again. And then once you have your outer done, and the third time we're going to go more onto, like, closer to the center crease and lid and drag it up into the crease. I don't ever take my brush. The brushes I use are small enough to where, well, I have a lot of lid space, and I don't want that to come across as me not realizing a lot of people have smaller eyes. Whatever size eyes you have, and eventually I can like have like people come to my house. So if you have a smaller lid space, then there's nothing wrong with you using the same brush we used for this color. No, for the darkest color, use that for your medium color. And then get a, I'm trying to find a, is that barking? How bad is that barking to you guys? Because it is driving me batty. And then you can go in with like an E42, a precision blender. So then your 3 brushes that you could feasibly use could be these ones, or instead of this one, because it's still kind of big, you can go with a Sigma. Oh, and we're back. It's almost like it falls asleep. I wonder. Okay, so you can even use the Sigma E25, which is this one here. So you can use this for your white color, the E45 for your medium, and then the E42 for your darkest color. And then, of course, still your flat shader. So I'll put both, like both 4-packs over or down in the description. But again, I have a lot more lid space. That's not the one I was using. Okay, so we are going to go in now. You're going to go in with Memory or even like Ritual, Evie, and you can do the matte color for that too. I'm sticking to the mattes because you can add in your colors, but honestly, you guys, I don't know how bad, if at all, you guys can hear her barking at nothing. Let me try. Let me Just a second. Okay. So I tried yelling down to her. I tried bribing her with a treat. None of those things worked. And I'm not going all the way back down there, and I'm not picking her up. I'm bringing her up here. Oh, next time I will bring them up here, but she was sleeping. I didn't want to bother her. Okay. Enough with the distractions. So we will go into, now we're going to go into this time, because we're doing a cooler smoky eye. I'm going to go in with a touch of this top, this top color called Walzana, and it's a gray. So we have this gray, and then we have a black. So the color range, if you look there, we're going to use both of these colors, but this is going to be the color. This is going to be our outer corner. This is going to be our liner color for this one. Get this off of there. It's not too bad. She has one of those barks that, like, to us, it's like chalk, like nails on a chalkboard. It's so high pitched compared to everybody else's. So I don't know. That's why I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like I said, this will not be. So I'm going to tap into that Walzana again, tap off the excess. And again, we are going to take that, start at the outer edge on the lash line, and make, like I said, make a V shape. So you're going to stay in the outer V with that color. And then again, you're just going to build it, because it's better to use these colors and build them up than it is to put too much down and then have to take some away. So you do a little bit there. And then I'm going to tap in one more time, tap it off, and then go further out, bring it up. And, drag it into your crease a little bit. And if you look, and then every time I add color, so I'm going to add a little bit more to the very edge. And again, just tap tap it. And then this is going to get kind of like stamped on that outer V area. And then drug up. And then that darkens that outer area. And then just a tiny bit, tap it off, and we are going to pat that on the outer third, just to darken that lid up on that outer corner. And don't be afraid to use, so we can go back into the brush that we used for that second darker color, and we'll just use that to blend everything. And you just take it right over the edges. And it helps with blending out all of those edges. And then you can go back in. And again, this is just more of a, why is that looking a little patchy right there? See, if you're still here, Yams, even, see, it's just a little, okay, it's just the way, see, it looks, whenever I open my eye, it looks a little bit patchy. I can see in the camera right there. But then when I close, there's like no patchy. It's just the way that my eye, apparently my eye is shaped. And I just realized we didn't come in at all for this one. So it's just, and we're just extending that in that outer V. And because you have this one with a point, because you have one with a point, you can kind of use it to make a V shape. And then take your brush that you used the last time, go into that mid color, the middle shade, and again, just tap that on your center of your lid and just bring that color to kind of make that more of a gradient. And then you can go in with this one with a little bit of the white on there. Tap it onto the center or the inner corner, drag it up to there. So you have, okay, back it up. So now you have more, like this one's obviously way warmer. And then we have the flat shader or the flat definer brush again, and we're going to go this time, we're going to go, you can go into the black or you can go into the gray. It's up to you, whichever one like you want to do. I'll show you with the gray because then I can always go over it with the black. But again, you start out at the outer edge of your lash line and you're just putting it there and then dragging that same tap of color, because this is where you want it. And then you want to drag it all the way in. And then you have that. So now it looks like liner on both. If you wanted that to be a little bit like a deeper liner, you can go in with the black. And this black is like, it's black. I mean, it's not even really all that of like a graphite. It's a deep black. And you can bring that out to where you are lining it up there for your lower lash line. Go in with the darker gray and start again right here at your outer edge and stay as close to your lashes as you can. Hi, Tina. Well, it's also a lot earlier for you, and that's why I think I wanted to do them like early enough in the day to where they would be done early, but late enough to where people that were like on the West Coast, they wouldn't have to like, if I did them at like 10 o'clock, lives at 10 o'clock, and I really just cannot figure out things like editing one day. But yeah, so you can use that dark gray and bring it in to where you have that as liner. Go in with mascara wherever it may live now. I put it away. And I'm going to go in. Does everybody else see that? We're going to leave it there. And then we're going to show you how to get rid of it without messing up your entire face. And then hit it on the bottom lash line. Sometimes it's better to go in. We traded our personal brush truck. For rock crawlers. The guys are here picking up this truck. Oh, that's cool. That's definitely cool, especially if you needed one far more than you would need the other. Okay. And then those lashes are done. And it's still not quite dried up all the way. So you can do that with a couple of different things, just depends. I would just you can do like a Q-tip and just kind of barely touch it, and it picks up, for the most part, it picked it all up. And then I just go over a couple of times. And I mean, like I'm like doing, like barely kissing the surface of the skin with that, because it'll just flake right off. You can also use a like an eyebrow brush. You can use like a spoolie and just kind of scratch off your fingernail, kind of scratch off after it has to be dry though, and it'll flake right off. But if it's still a little bit like damp, not quite set, then you can do that. But so we have cool eye, we have warm, both done, same palette. For the cooler eye, you can go in with, again, you can go in with that same highlighter that you used on your face, or like in this e.l.f. palette, it has this this real pretty like taupey color that you can put down, and it's like a real pretty duochrome, seriously, to go. And you can even just take that and again concentrate it more in the center and pull it towards the front. So, and again, I mean, these are, like I said, these are $3, and they are, I don't know why. I think that they've had to, like, in general, drugstores have had to step it up as far as what they're offering, because people just aren't going to buy things that are crappy. But these go on so nice. They go on pretty, I mean, they're not very patchy. as far as that goes. And that's more because of my hand having ridges in it than the color, because they really do go down and blend well. But I think that's really everything that I needed to do today. And this is only an hour and 15 minutes. See, if we're not doing like crazy stuffs, then we can manage to do a whole lot. Do we have any kind of, is there anybody else for these? And while I'm asking if they're answering any questions, put some brows on. That'd be nice. If I didn't look a hot mess. Can you imagine though, if I was like, this is good. I mean, I said that there are no rules in makeup, so it's whatever you want to do and wherever you want to go with it. So if you, quite frankly, if you wanted to go out like this, then why not? But can you imagine if I was just like, oh, they'd be like kind of like having like a black shoe and a brown shoe, only eyeballs. It happens. So, but yeah, if anybody has like any questions that I didn't explain, she's really not going to stop barking. Yeah, she's not. If you have any questions at all whatsoever, if I didn't get to them, feel free to, I put here in the, okay, right here in the part here, that is my name on Twitter. It's my name on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram as often, but I am on Twitter a lot. So if you go there, you can follow everything. My daughter has her hair in pigtail braids with her bangs up. She said a piece of her soul feels missing without bangs. See, I try. I think to myself probably about once every 2 to 3 years. I think to myself, you know what would really look cool is if I had bangs. And I end up getting them cut, and I'll have to find a picture to post of me with my bangs the last time. But I will get like cut off bangs, and then I am so incredibly like lazy basically because I have curly hair. My hair is normally naturally curly. So for me to have my bangs, like they have to, like I would have to like go in, blow them out, and then I would have to go in with some sort of like flat ironer to style them. And on days, for instance, when you like wake up, you're just like running to Walmart. If you're just running to a store, you're just running out to do something simple, and you're not going to like take time to really like do a whole lot. You just want to be able to like toss your hair up and be done with it. So on days like that, I just want to be able to like toss my hair up. So that's why I don't have bangs. Like this is my bang. It comes down to the same length as the rest of my hair. So I get lazy on days like that, and I don't want to mess with it. So whenever that is the case, that is why I end up with my hair. I end up putting headbands on way more than I should. So, but yeah, that is about it. Again, if you have any questions, if you have any, you want any recommendations, say for instance, you don't have an Ulta near you, or say for instance, like Evie, I can't do bangs. I have a cowlick. Is it Rochelle? I would love to be able to do a side split bang because I have a big forehead, so I like having angles that frame my face. Yeah, I don't have anything except for like back here, there's a weird something or another. She said thin bangs down to your eyelashes would be awesome. I've done it. I've done thicker bright bangs. I've done like a thin bang. I've done a bang to like here or so. They end up being far more of a ordeal than they should ever need to be. But again, this stuff is like, it is kinky curly, it is frizzy, it does all the things. It hates life basically. When it's flat, whenever it's flat, or like I use that the Revlon blowout brush that I've had. So which is so funny. I'm so glad that people that watch Emily are all now getting they're all getting that blowout brush, because it's magic. It is magic. I used to do side swept bangs to cover scar. Now I don't care. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like I have, because I don't get Botox, and I haven't had to get any for like migraines or anything like that for any period of time. Medicine's usually been able to help, but I do know like my sister gets migraines and she gets Botox in a couple of places, so she gets like a really nice unwrinkled forehead. I do not get that. Oh, today's Lippy of the day. Somebody had asked me about this in one of my pictures. Mon Caramel, and it is from Infallible, L'Oreal Infallible. This Infallible line in general is probably by far one of the best things that L'Oreal has ever come up with. Like they have this for the concealer. One of my like number one favorite foundations is from that. It goes through your eyelid. A way to kind of help with that is don't use as many shimmers. Let me back this up a little bit. Yeah, if you stay away from your shimmers, it won't bring as much attention to it, because like for instance, I have here a blemish where if that was matte, if I had like a matte highlighter or just like no highlighter at all, then that wouldn't show up. So texture will show up more on a like shimmery surface, but I can see how that would probably make it a little bit tricky as far as the your like cigar goes. Oh, if your lower lash line, I knew there was something I was forgetting. If your lower lash line seems like it's too harsh, or if you don't like a harsh lower lash line, you can go in with a small brush like this one and go in with the next lighter color. So we went with like the dark gray smoky color on this eye. We'll take the second color, this one up here, take that, and again, start on your outer corner, and you can use that to like blend it out. And it also will it'll smoke out that lower lash line. But if you use too big of a brush, then you're going to blow it out like down your face, which is fine. I mean, you guys have seen some of the ones that I blew out like almost all the way down here into my eye bags. But that's the other thing I want. I knew there was something. That's why I grabbed this brush over here. But yeah, so that is everything. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you have questions about. I have a list of like things to come on and talk to you about. Not every one is going to be like a tutorial. Some of them are going to be like tips and tricks more so, or like product recommendations. I have a couple of those that I want to do because especially right now, whenever you can't really, it's not really all that great to like go into a Sephora or a Ulta, or even, you know, unless you're at the drugstore waiting for a prescription or something anyways, like you're going to want to do things as much online, I would imagine. So I even have like a couple of product recommendations to where I can show them to you the way that they are, kind of give you an idea of what does what, so that when you go to place your order, then you kind of know what to expect from everything. But thank you guys all so very much for hanging out with me. I really am enjoying this. So I am definitely here to answer any and all you got. And until next time, thank you very much. Oh, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell. Because God forbid I would ever remember to say that more than once. But thanks, guys. See you again tomorrow. We'll go ahead and do it tomorrow. Love and hugs. Love and hugs.